right, we're going to get started with our desk media availabilities here this morning at Talladega Superspeedway. We've now been joined by Joey Logano, driver of the number 22 Ford for Team Penske, and we will go ahead and open for questions. If you have a question for Joey, please raise your hand and we'll work to get a mic to you. And who would like to kick us off? All right, we'll start with Holly.
Hi, Joey. Holly Kane with the NASCAR Wire Service. I would imagine, based on how well you have performed here in the past and how well you do on super speedways, if you had to be kind of in a hole, that you feel somewhat confident here, or how do you feel coming in with knowing so much on the line here?
I guess that cautiously optimistic look, right? Like everyone says that, but I'd say it's kind of where we're at. It's been to your point, a good track for us. We've led a lot of laps, won a lot of stages, won a few races here. With that said, it's also gone the complete opposite here. But I'm pretty sure that's the same for everybody in the field at some point here in Talladega. So as much as I feel confident in what our ability is and what we can do as a team all the way through, I think we're very ready for the race. I think we're from that standpoint, in my mind, I feel like we're the favorites to win this thing. But at the same time, all it takes is one mistake or a mistake on someone else's part, and all of a sudden you're spun around backwards. So it happens really quick here. So, like I said, cautiously feeling very optimistic.
All right, go ahead.
Dustin Lovino, J-Ski. Joey, you stayed at 24 points below after Vegas, so do you feel like the next 2 weeks are still must-win?
No, because we're in Talladega. I think if it wasn't Talladega, maybe I would say it's a must-win, but I still think there's two avenues to get there. There's obviously the most simple way is just winning. Right? That's definitely the easiest way to, well, I would say the easiest, but the simplest way to get there. But considering what Talladega is and how this race can play out, I still think we can point our way in. I don't want to completely cut that off yet. There's still a chance. Now, if you're 24 points out going into Martinsville, you're probably must win at that point. But there's still two races, and one of them's a racetrack like Talladega.
All right, I'm going to go to Roy right here, and then we'll go to Greg. Go ahead, Roy.
Thank you. Joey Roy, Skyview Sports. I had my question and just lost it. Sorry about that.
You want me to come back?
Why don't you come back to me?
No
I
worries.
had it.
Hey, I've had that happen too. It'll come back to you. We'll go ahead and go to Greg.
I lost my mind a long time ago. Greg Engel, Forbes. I'm curious to know, at this point in the season, 33 races, and is the grind starting to wear, or does all the championship stuff and all that entail kind of get rid of that or get rid of that?
The fact that you're still in the playoffs, the grind doesn't ever hit you because you're still racing for the main prize. So, that's what to me, I say all the time, the goal is when you enter these 10 weeks is to have the pressure on you all the way through. Because as soon as you're knocked out, I'm being honest with you, it sucks, right? Because then you're just like, I don't have a chance to win the trophy anymore. I say it all the time. We have one goal as a team when the season starts, is to win the championship. It's nothing else. So when that dream dies for that year, it's horrible. And you still got to go to the racetrack and still try to win and build on everything. But it's then the grind starts to set in, to your point. But, I think for us, at least as competitors still having a chance to win, we're good. We can keep running at it. I still feel fresh, which is good. It means that you're still doing all the right things away from the racetrack and making sure that you're ready when you get to the racetrack. And my body still feels good, or those type of things. So all it's good. It has been a long ride for everybody in here, though. I'm sure was Easter our last off weekend?
That's correct, yes.
Holy crap. Cool. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there.
All right, we're going to go back to Roy and then to Jordan and Dustin. Go ahead, Roy.
Yeah, thank you. Joey Roy over here.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, kind of piggybacking on our earlier question on strategy, do you feel like you really need to grab the points at the stage being behind it? So you're not on plan B, you're on plan A to get them points?
Well, I don't see why you wouldn't go for the points. We got to go for the points. In our position, right? There might be some cars that don't need to go for the points, or they're in different positions. You kind of got to know what your competitors' goals are when they get to the racetrack, especially here. But yeah, for us, we need to get the points. That's pretty obvious. I can talk about that. It's pretty obvious we need to get the stage points. Yeah, I think, in my mind, I think we got a top 5 every stage and top 5 at both races. So 4 stages and 2 races to have a chance to point in. That's my opinion. I don't know what math backs that up. It's just kind of what I think in my mind that we have to do to point our way in, which is possible, very possible.
All right, we're going to go Jordan and then Dustin. Go ahead, Jordan.
Jordan Bianchi, The Athletic. Last year, when it became known that Talladega was going to be in this round, there was some hand-wringing and a lot of raised eyebrows and maybe some skepticism. Now that it's here and you've had a little bit of time to think about it, how do you feel about Talladega having this spot in the playoff?
It is what it is. We go do it, right? I mean, that's how I look at things, right? Like, what are the rules? How do we go win, right? What's the schedule? How do we go be great at that? That's it. I'm not going to change the schedule. It's not my job, right? It's not. So my opinion doesn't even make a difference, right? My job is to go win the race. And whatever that looks like and how we get to that point, that's what we got to go do. But I can tell you one thing, sitting here complaining about whatever it may be is not going to help us win the race, no matter whatever subject you want to talk about. Sure, we all have opinions and things like that, but at this point, this is what it is, and I feel good about it, right? And we got to go out there and try to win it. Yep.
All right, Dustin.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Joey, in a multi-car crash, whether you're involved or not, but whether you or any other playoff drivers are involved, should playoff drivers get priority for the tow truck or push truck to get them away? I'm not talking about safety workers, so I understand safety workers need to go to where somebody's taking the biggest hit.
Yeah.
But, because of the big wreck last year, should playoff drivers get priority to be taken away on tow trucks, push trucks, because of what you're racing for, or, hey, everybody's racing, it's the same race?
That's a tough one. I would, to your point, first off, whoever is wrecked the most, that's where the safety team needs to go first. If there's cars sitting on flat tires and you're saying you got 3 cars stuck and only 2 tow trucks that push them, is that kind of the scenario?
Look what happened last fall.
Yeah, and like in that scenario, they just red flagged it, right? They're like, well, what do we do? Like, we haven't been in this situation before. Golly, I guess I would say, to make it fair, and there's less of them, you should go to the playoff car first, in my opinion. I'm sure there's more to the equation that why NASCAR makes decisions that I have no clue and understanding of why. But if you're asking me quickly, without much thought into it, the most fair thing would probably be to go to the playoff car first. Yep.
All right. Any additional questions for Joey before we wrap? Okay. We'll take one final question here.
Hi, Joey. It's Tracy from with Novel Photos. To piggyback on a piggyback of a question, going back to the points, does your focus change, your team's focus change? Does preparation, is it any different or any thought process different when you're going for points over other?
It would. I mean, it would if you were going all or nothing. It definitely would change your strategy quite a bit throughout the whole race. You see that every weekend in all the series, really. I mean, you probably see it in the Xfinity Series the most often because there's not full-time drivers in that all the time. So you have some drivers that are just like, screw it, we got nothing to lose, we're going for the win. And you get to the end of the stages, and there might be a caution that falls in a certain place to where you either take the points or you set yourself up to win. But here in Talladega, there's a lot of questions you got to ask yourself, right? I mean, down the end of the race, and you're going down the back straightaway. Do you have to win? Or what are you willing to do? Right? Or do I want to live to see the end and maybe win, or finish 30th if I make this big bold move and it doesn't work? Right? Like, you got to think that stuff through a little bit before it happens. Yep.
All right, Joey. Thank you so much. Best of luck this weekend.
Alrighty. Thank you. See you guys.